Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is June 19th. It is a US holiday, so our market is closed. So the only trading we really have is London session. And today I want to go over the London Silver Bullet. I had a nice setup and I want to show you what you could have saw. So if you want to pause it right here and take a look at it and see what you could mark up on your own, and then kind of see how I mark it up. So when I look at the chart here, this dark gray is the 3 to 4 a.m. Eastern time, and I see that we take out a low here. So sell side liquidity is taken right there, and now the price comes up. Now this is the swing high. That was a catalyst that took out this swing low, so it formed this short low, swing low. So this is where I want the market structure shift to be, and so when we take that out, I see a market structure shift. Now I'm looking at this leg as it continues. Where am I looking at and finding any fair value gaps? Maybe an order block here, a volume imbalance here, a volume imbalance up here. And I'm seeing if there's any kind of pullbacks. What would I be aiming for at this point? If these candles were stopped right here, these weren't here, I would be aiming for the new week opening gaps right now, as of right now. So depending on how far of a pullback, that's what I'd be aiming for. Now there is another, if you move this up, there is another 1 hour fair value gap up here. So that's where I'd be aiming for, one of those two, okay? But the first low-hanging fruit is the new week opening gap. So we come here, and what I see a fair value gap right there. I see a volume imbalance right here. Just the wicks are there, not the bodies, so that's a volume imbalance. So I'll mark that out. Price comes in, trades past the volume imbalance, doesn't reach the fair value gap, and then is right on the volume imbalance. So I would be buying as it came into the volume imbalance right in there. That's where I'd be getting in. So my limit order would be at the top of the volume imbalance, but my stop has to be below the fair value gap, knowing that they can go into the fair value gap. Ideally, you'd want to wait for them to get into the fair value gap, but they didn't get there. So you can enter in at the volume imbalance. Okay. Ideally, you want to wait for the fair value gap. Didn't happen, so you can still trade the volume imbalance, but your stop has to be below the fair value gap. So it's right here. That's 2.75 handles. Get 2 to 1 is 5.5 right here. 5 would have been right here. So you got 2 to 1 right there. That goes beyond the fair value gap, which is fine. You take your partials at 60% right when it hit the first line of the new week opening gap. So you'll be fine there. So that would be your first trade. But then price comes up, doesn't take out this high, and leaves behind another fair value gap. So could you get another entry? You could. And if you did, you'd get in right here. You'd get in right there at the top of the fair value gap, and your stop would have to be below the first candle of the fair value gap. So it would be below this candle, one tick below. That's where your stop's at. And you'd still aim for 2 to 1, and you'd get it way more than 2 to 1, but there's your 5 handles. Again, you're targeting this or this. To get 10 handles is right there. So see how that's 10. That'd be your 10 handles. So that's how you'd easily get it. You can justify the silver bullet trade. ICT says you need to be able to target 10 handles. Well, you're aiming for that higher fair value gap on the 1 hour time frame, and so that's what that blue line is up here. And it doesn't quite get it, but you're getting out at 5 anyway. So after the new week opening gap, you're definitely taking partials because price tends to hit these and linger and bounce back. So like it did, it went through them, but it did trade back down. You got your entries 2 right here. You got out on this big candle right here, right there, and right there. There are the 2 silver bullet trades that you could have taken during the London Silver Bullet Hour on June 19th, and it is a US holiday,